there are two keywords in this query. One is love, the other is the concept of selfishness. Let's understand them both. And there was a third thing, that you really must do what you want to do. Do we really know what we want to do? Do we really know what we want to do? You say you love a girl. Do you really know what love is? Or is it just a common word which everybody uses, so I am also using? You see, the problem with life is that it is very, very easy. Appreciate this. Somebody comes to you as an expert on .NET. Any CS students here? Somebody comes to you and says, I'm an expert of .NET, and he's doing something on .NET. And if you do not know .NET, you will not interfere. Because it is established that .NET is something that can be touched only by somebody who knows .NET, right? Correct? Similarly, if a surgeon is there and he says, I am a pulmonary artery specialist, you dare not talk crap to him because to you pulmonary artery is a specialist's job. It's an expert's job, and that must be done only by somebody who knows what a pulmonary artery is and how to approach it. Okay? Otherwise, you are dead. But then we use words that pertain to life in a very, very non-specific way. Java and C++ you use very, very specifically. But words like me, I, love, world, God, relationship, trust, worthiness, this we use in an utterly loose sense. Somebody tells you 2 plus 2 is 4.00001 and you will say wrong. That much of imprecision, that much of inaccuracy, and you will clearly say it is wrong, correct? But then how precise are you when you use the word I or you or love? No, this is love, and you understand that as love, and you are going on living life. Is that any intelligent of us? Just because love happens to be a word of everyday practice. So even the layman, a common man on the road, he will say, I know everything about love. Everybody is an expert on love. Everybody is an expert on life. The fellow cannot tell his right hand from his left hand, but he is an expert on life. That is nothing but a problem with words. The words in the technical world, are designed to be specific. So you are afraid of them and you approach them with respect. Correct? You approach them with respect. You write a C++ program and you dare not compile it in the Java compiler. Will you do that?
No.
But then in life you do everything and anything. Are you getting what I am trying to say? What do you mean when you say that I really love a girl? You hate your neighbor and you love a girl, is that possible? Appreciate this. There is this fellow who is in office the whole day and he is a super corrupt man and he is full of violence and greed when he is in the office and he is full of frustration and anger and hatred. And the moment he comes home, he calls his wife and hugs her and he becomes loving. Miracle. All of a sudden. Can that happen?
So what's wrong with that?
I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm saying it is not there. Forget about it being wrong or right. Something can be wrong or right only when it is there. Only when something is real can we call it wrong or right. I'm saying it is impossible. It only shows that we do not know what love is. We have taken something else for love. We are assuming that something else is love.
So your behavior can't be same towards everyone.
Wait. You are the same. You are the same. Before you say it cannot be, inquire deeply. Inquire deeply. If I am ambitious, really ambitious, will I suddenly become non-ambitious when I step out of this room? This is my boardroom and here I am really, really ambitious. And ambition is a quality of the mind, right? It's a state of the mind. It's a disease of the mind. I step out of this room and can I suddenly become non-ambitious?
So when you're watching a movie in a hall,
Inquire, don't argue, just inquire. We'll take up your question independently. When there is a chance for asking a question, you may raise your hand and ask a question. Abhi inquire. Inquiry and argument are opposites of each other because inquiry is inwards, argument is outwards. Just inquire within yourself. If I am a fellow who is insecure, will I suddenly become secure in a special condition? I may pretend to be secure, but I have practiced distraction all my life. I have practiced lack of attention all my life. Is it possible for me to become attentive all of a sudden? Is it possible? One thing is possible, that I may be so deeply conditioned, because you see, you are 2 years old and you are being conditioned. This is mummy, love her. That is auntie, love her little less. And that is an auntie who is far away auntie. So give her only this much of love. Now the little fellow, he is 2 years old, he is vulnerable, he can be exploited by the family and the society. What does he do? He does not know what love is. But then, what is love? Acha, when you talk sweetly to somebody, that is love. When you talk sweetly to somebody, that is love. So that means I have to be very sweet with Nuri. A little less sweet here. When you are prepared to do things as told by somebody, that is love. When you are excluding the rest of the world from something by saying that the two of us together and no third can come in, that is love. The love that you have or have been conditioned to believe is an utterly exclusive kind of love. It cannot thrive without excluding. You understand? It must exclude a lot of people out. Only then it can exist. So can there be, just inquire into it, can there be something else which can be called real love? What we commonly understand as love are jealousy and possessiveness and pettiness not integral parts of it. If our love is something that definitely includes, does hatred not go along with it? If you say that I love this fellow A, then does that not necessarily mean that I do not love the rest of the sect, the universal sect? So a basic precondition for the kind of love that you understand to survive is that one or a few at the cost of everybody else. Take away these things from your colloquial love. Domination, possession, dependence, insecurity, and see what remains. Take away, for example, marriage, the institution, from love, and see what remains. Take away suffering, and see what remains. Take away lust, and see what remains. Are we just jumping into love, or do we really understand love? Are we jumping into love, or do we really understand love? But then, since we were this small, this word love is so very prevalent and being fed into our minds day in and day out that we have been conditioned to believe that we know love. Every damn movie is about love. And such great things they are doing in the name of love. They are killing, they are looting, they are murdering, they are raping, they are possessing, they are even committing suicides. And we have been made to believe that this is what is love. With the result, we have lost all understanding, all original understanding of what that thing could really be. And there are these infinite songs that keep coming to us day in and day out. And we are made to believe that this must be love. If everybody is saying that this is love, shall yahi hota hoga? Everybody is saying that this is love, and I am seeing it all around. Family, society, movies, history, novels, fiction, everywhere. So this must be love. What else is love? Boy and girl meet. They like each other, they look at each other, they exchange gifts. Then there is a little bit of kissing, smooching. Then they go to bed. Then they decide that they want it forever. So they go and they do a few things around the fire. And then they live happily forever. This is love. This is love. The net result of this understanding of love is that our lives have become utterly boring, empty, and devoid of love. Do you understand why there is so much of cruelty in this world? Do you understand the source of all this violence? Can a really loving person who loves go out on the streets and kill and murder and engage himself in riots? Love is not something which is dependent on an object. कि मैं इससे प्यार करता हूँ. Love is a quality of the subject. Love is your condition. It does not require an object. Please get this fundamental error out of your minds. You never love a girl. You are loving. Like the sun that radiates. It does not decide that I am radiating for that particular tree to be illuminated. Love is your quality. But then, such is our perversion that we call the state of love as falling in love, which is true also. The kind of love that we commonly understand, we can only fall in it. We can never rise in it. When you are feeling complete, when you are in attention, when you can see things for yourself, then there is a particular joy that emanates from it, which is absolutely without reason. There is no reason to it. It is just there. You feel blissful. You feel blessed. And is that state not of real love? Or is this love that now I'm in college, I'm in first year, second year, it's time to make a girlfriend, so let me fall in love. I'm desperate about falling in love, you see. I must fall in love. And there is that girl who is feeling the same way, a little bit of mental age, a little bit of physical age. And these two partner each other. And this they call as love. This mutual trade. You take my body, I take your body. This kind of exchange, business, you call as love. And this business has certain very, very set rules. The day those rules are broken, love is gone. You will not be found with any other girl, I will not be found with any other boy. You will give me fortnightly gifts. We must exchange kisses once a month, and if possible, a little more. You break these rules, it's gone. then you are my ex and whatever. Or sometimes the feeling of doing good, I will give you a lot of things and you feel that this sense of donating is love. Love is not charity. What are you doing? I'm buying expensive gifts. There is love, you see. Love is giving. So I'm giving all the time. And she is taking all the time. Or vice versa. I don't want to have better bias. And you think all these goody feelings that you get and all those songs you start hearing, romantic, mushy. You think that is love. But then the whole world wants to tell you that this is what love is, right? And you have been deluded into feeling that this must be love. All the great men, everybody around me is saying this is so. So what can I do? Go and inquire on your own. Use your own intelligence. Use your own sense of observation. Before you talk of these words, love, selfish, you understand what self is. Unless you understand the self, how do you know selfish? What is the self? सेल्फ नहीं पता तो सेल्फिश क्या बोल रहे हो? सारी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हमारे पास वर्ड्स आ गए हैं, अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है ये। वर्ड्स आ गए हैं, वर्ड्स क्या है इसके हमें कोई समझ नहीं है। And it is a mark of an intelligent mind to really deeply inquire. Yes. Yes.
How is selfish being something good? How is selfish being something good?
How does selfish?
It's like, like a teacher told us in sessions, like, become selfish because that's good. So, like, I don't understand how being selfish is something good.
No, she was not really on the mark. What's her name? Harsh. Harsh, she was not really on the mark. Selfish is good or bad depending on what self is. Agreeing? Selfish can be beautiful and selfish can be obnoxious. It depends on the individual concerned, what your understanding of the self is. आपसे पूछा जाए आप कौन हो? आप कौन हो? देखो सेल्फ की क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग होती है? आप जो अपने आप को समझते हो वही सेल्फ है ना आपका। आप अगर अपने आप को अपनी आइडेंटिटीज ही समझते हो तो सेल्फिश बहुत बुरा वर्ड है, क्योंकि आप सिर्फ वही करोगे जो आपकी आइडेंटिटीज आपसे करवाएंगी। फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम अ सन, नाउ सेल्फिश, यू आर फ्री टू लीव एट एनी टाइम, बट डोंट डू दिस बिकॉज़ इट्स क्वेश्चन ऑफ एवरीबॉडी प्रेजेंट हियर। So if I'm a son, then for me, being selfish would essentially mean performing my role as a son. Because that's what I think of myself. If I am, at this moment, my biggest identity is that I am an aspiring engineer, then for me, selfishness would mean getting a job at any cost. If my very identity is that I am an aspiring engineer, then if I become selfish, then what will I do? I try to get an engineering job at any cost, and then it will be a problem. But then, if my understanding of the self is different, is clear, then selfishness becomes a beautiful word. Very beautiful. It all depends on your understanding of the self. Unfortunately, because most of us have a very, very fragmented and a very superficial understanding of the self, hence selfish is a bad word. It is actually a bad word. Even the way we are, selfish is a bad word. But it need not necessarily be a bad word. If one is illuminated and one understands the self, then selfish becomes beautiful.
So what is the good sense about selfishness?
You see, to ask what is good about selfishness, you are essentially asking what is good about the self. And what is the self? You. So if you reflect upon your question, you are saying, sir, what is good about me at all? In some way, your question is full of self-contempt. You are highly contemptuous of yourself while asking this question. Think of it. If I am somebody who always acts in such a way, it is myself who always acts in such a way, it is illuminated, then if I am selfish, how will I act? In such a way that it will be of benefit, overall benefit, if not immediate, to everybody. So is my selfishness good or not? Is my selfishness good or not? On the other hand, you have a drunkard who is completely lost. Mind has no clarity, full of confusion. That is his self, full of confusion. If he takes a selfish decision, it will be utterly bad. Self means I, depends on what kind of man I am. If I am clear, my selfishness is beautiful. I must be selfish. I can be nothing but selfish. It is beautiful to be selfish, provided I have clarity. But then the funny part is, anybody who has clarity, his self is so vast that even when he is selfish, he is not actually selfish. It's such a vast self. It's not a fragmented, narrow self. And those who want to be selfish, they are essentially narrow. जो selfish होना चाहते हैं, वो essentially narrow है. ये देखते हैं बस. इसमें selfish word पे मत जाओ, तुम self को पकड़ो. What is self? And to ask self, the fundamental question will be who am I? क्योंकि self मतलब I, मैं हूँ कौन? I को समझ के ही selfish को समझ सकते हो. आ रही बात समझ?